and he kind of looks like he's dying a little bit. And I'm like, I wonder what's going on down there. So I like pull him out of the pot, and this is the small one with 2 leaves. Like the root just goes and goes and goes, but all you can see on the outside are 2 little measly leaves that look like they're about to die. And I'm like, that's life. Like, that's us, literally. No one really truly knows what you've been through, the knowledge you have, the wisdom you have, the experience you have. No one knows your foundation. Hello, what up? Okay, I think it's recording now. Tutu, is this thing on, bro? Wow, I'm a little nervous. Hello, people. It's a little bit past 6:45 right now. I just woke up kind of early because I wanted this to be like a very candid, natural type of intimate conversation, and I just figured that would be a good way to start this first video. So about 2 months ago, back in May and June, I was going through a bit of a rough time, just for various reasons, and I started to lean on audio and podcasts like that made me feel better listening to them, like listening to people talk about their lives. And I was like, you know, there's a lot of wisdom in people, like people have a lot of wisdom, and I feel that I wanted to share, you know, what I've been through in this life and what I'm still learning. So I kind of like had the thought, and I'm like, I could make a YouTube channel, like that would be pretty cool. And so here we are, and we're just gonna do this very one step at a time. Let's see, how do we recap this? Back in May, I had a bit of a breakdown, one that I very deeply needed, because I took a look in the mirror and was like, you know, there's a lot of things like within myself that I would like to heal, and I just literally like put my foot down, and I like 100% committed to that. I was like, I'm done running away from the things inside of me that don't feel whole. Like, hi. My cat's coming over to say hi. And I was like, I'm gonna commit to this because I'm just ready to feel like complete, feel healed, feel accepted within myself, I guess. I don't know. It was a various amount of things, but basically, rewind a little bit. Sorry guys. Gosh, I'm really not good at this already. But yeah, back in May, like mid-May, I had just done a bodybuilding competition, and I had went on vacation with my parents after my competition, which for those of you who don't know, bodybuilding competitions are extremely demanding on the body as a whole, like mentally and emotionally and physically, very much so. It's a very tough process to put yourself through, and I definitely use that as an outlet with my, you know, just like you'll use anything as an outlet. Like, it was a huge outlet for me to kind of cope with life. And so I remember thinking like, oh, I am so ready for this vacation, like I need to chill, like I really need this. And as I was, you know, on my way down to North Carolina, which is where we went, I live in Ohio, I noticed that on the drive down, which was a 12-hour drive, that my thoughts were just very negative, and my whole headspace was just very negative, and my mental health was pretty much trashed at that point. And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, this is about to be a really interesting vacation because I have nothing planned, like I have nothing to do, so pretty much I just have to sit with my thoughts this whole time. To top it all off, I have to sit with my thoughts in the same house as my parents. Like, you know, love them, no offense, but like when I'm going through some shit, like I kind of just want to isolate myself. Like, that's how I deal with things, is I'm like, okay, I'm gonna disappear for like a week, 2 weeks, however long I need to. When I'm ready to re-enter society, I'll do that. And I think it was like maybe the second or third day, and I could tell that I had pretty much reached a breaking point. And by that I mean like a breaking point that was a long time coming. And so I I wanted to be away. Like, I wanted to get out of the house. So I literally took this bike that we had brought down. And mind you, we're literally at the beach, okay? So here I am. Kid you not. Set the scene. Are we ready? Okay, so here's me. I'm literally on vacation. We're at the beach, and I get on my bike, and I leave the house, and I'm just like, I need to go for a ride. Like, I need to get out of here. Riding it down the beach sidewalk, like passing families, passing people, and I'm like hearing like these kind of words in my head, and not as in voices. Like, I wasn't, like, I'm not that crazy, guys, okay? I'm hearing like phrases like, you know, like, treat your body with love, and like you are enough. You know, people say like, love your body and blah blah blah. And I just started bawling my fucking eyes out. Like, I literally was like thinking like, I have never done that, and I'm literally pedaling down the beach. I'm like, I like to call this my bike ride, my beach bike ride breakdown extravaganza. That's what I like to call this, because literally, I'm telling you, like, I was riding and I'm just like pedaling, and I'm just like crying, and I realized in that moment, and this is when I knew, I was like, I need to help myself. Like, I need to heal this. I need to help myself. I was crying about things that happened like years ago. Like, it's 2021, and I'm crying about shit that happened in like 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, and it's just like, do you see just how far back it can go if you don't face it, if you don't just look at it? Like, it's still there. It's still under the surface. And then the more you bury it, the deeper down it is. The deeper down it is, the further you have to dig to go get it back out. So essentially, after that vacation, which, you know, the rest of it was pretty rough, I won't lie. Like, I had just, you know, I was trying to reverse diet for my bodybuilding show. I felt like my physical body was just really not agreeing with me. Like, I remember like being severely bloated and uncomfortable, and just, which honestly, it was probably from all the stress that I was like putting myself through. So yeah, the beach bike ride extravaganza breakdown was truly it was kind of like the threshold of like, okay, like, enough is enough. Like, we're done. Because I took a look in the mirror and was like, you know, there's a lot of things like within myself that I would like to heal. And I just literally like put my foot down, and I like 100% committed to that. I was like, I'm done running away from the things inside of me that don't feel whole. Like, hi. My cat's coming over to say hi. And I was like, I'm gonna commit to this because I'm just ready to feel like complete, feel accepted within myself, I guess. I don't know. It was a various amount of things, but basically, here we are now. It's August 9th. I actually turned 24 in 2 days on August 11th, so I just kind of figured, let's film this video while we're still 23. I don't know why that mattered, but to me, I'm like, I need to do it now. But anyways, in the last few months, I have been really just simply allowing myself to exist as I am, and like, it's truly changed my life, and by that I just mean it's changed the way that I'm able to go through life, and it's just in a way that's like, you know, I am accepted by myself. Like, I finally feel at ease, and I just literally allowed myself to simply exist just as I am, like, not putting ridiculous expectations on myself, and not being, you know, unkind to myself, like treating myself how I would treat other people with that unconditional love. And that's where the lacking was it was within. It had nothing to do with, you know, things around me as much as it did with the things within me. So anyways, I just feel that this is a good time this is a good place to start, because I think that everyone deserves that kind of gentleness, you know, and they deserve that gentleness from them to them, and because life can truly be so, like, enchanting if you just allow it to be. Like, if you allow yourself to receive it in that way, like, it is truly a gift. And I understand that for some people, and myself included, there are days, or sometimes every day, where you feel like it's suffering, and it can be if you choose to perceive it in that way. And yeah, so, and a lot of times I feel like it starts from inside, like, it just really does. So my number one job, your number one job, is to just take care of yourself, make sure you're happy, make sure you're giving yourself love, because, you know, I've been saying this a lot recently, but I feel like, you know, you fill your own cup, and then the relationships in your life, and then the, you know, other things in your life make it overflow. Like, you fill it to the top. Like, that's your job. So anyways, yeah, so I've taken the last few months to really kind of take a solid look inside and be like, okay, what does Molly need to work on? We're still doing that. I literally 100% took ownership. I signed myself up for therapy. Like, I talked to a therapist online, maybe, at first it was like once a week, and then it was once every 10 days, and now it's like once every 2 weeks, because I just feel that I don't really need it as much now. This is very challenging, I am not gonna lie. I feel that being vulnerable online, through whatever it may be, through Instagram, through Facebook, through YouTube, is like the pathway to like connecting with people and making people feel more human. And I know in my darkest times, if I could just go on social media and find one page that made me feel more human after I visited that page, I like clung to that, because I'm like, dude, like, this makes me feel better. So I want to be that person for someone else, and that's kind of why we're here. Is I've always liked to be more real about life, and what I portray on Instagram, but I know that I can't share as many intimate things and like long form content on there. So that's why we're over here now. We're doing it just like pretty much everything else I do in life. We will be winging it, because that's just my way to going about things, okay? This is kind of just me being like, hello, we're gonna be sharing some things on here. If you want to be a part of it, I'd love to have you. If not, totally okay. I was little metaphor. I love using metaphors to describe like things, but the other day I was actually repotting this giant plant. It's a giant monstera plant, and I had propagated a little guy, and then I had put him in water, and he grew roots, and then I repotted him, and he's like doing his thing, and there's like 2 leaves, literally 2 leaves that have grown, and I'm like, and he kind of looks like he's dying a little bit, and I'm like, I wonder what's going on down there. So I like pull him out of the pot, and this is the small one with 2 leaves. And when I pull this bitch out of the pot, like the root just goes and goes and goes. And I'm talking, it's like stringing and stringing, and it's like the root's probably like 4 feet long, maybe 5 feet long, just huge. But all you can see on the outside are 2 little measly leaves that look like they're about to die. And I'm like, that's life. Like, that's us, literally. Like, that's us, because sometimes we can only see on the exterior like what we've been through, or like what we have on paper to offer. Like, oh, you have this degree, or oh, you have this thing that you've been through, you have this age, and it's like, but no one really truly knows what you've been through, the knowledge you have, the wisdom you have, the experience you have, no one knows your foundation. And I feel like sometimes we forget just how much we've grown and how much we've been through, and it's like, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes on the outside, or like there's nothing showing for it, like, you have been through so much stuff, and like, you should tell yourself that today, like right now in this video, like literally just take a deep breath and be like, gosh, I have literally been through so much, and like, I need to give myself a pat for that, like a pat on the back. And that was one of my biggest problems, was I was constantly like asking more out of myself and asking more and asking more, and it's like sometimes you need to just take a little rest, and that's pretty much what this summer has been for me. And if you know me, I'm a psychopath and I do not rest. Like, shout out to my parents, Stacy and Joe. They don't know how to sit down, like they don't know how to rest, so neither do I, because I was going and going and going. And you know where that gets you? It gets you very tired, emotionally, mentally, physically, and your body needs that grace from you. So this is your little permission granted to chill out for a while, okay? I do feel that being real is like the true strength. Like being vulnerable is true strength. Hiding your problems and acting like they're not there, and you know, pushing them down and pushing them down and pushing them down, like that's not strength. That's literally fear and weakness. And all we can do is just take a good look in the mirror today, tomorrow, whenever you feel like you're ready to do that, and be like, you know, I'm ready to heal these things. I'm ready to give myself the love I deserve, because you do deserve it. Like, for me personally, just to touch on some of the things that I would love to talk about are like, I've struggled with my eating behaviors and my amounts of exercise that I do since I was in 9th grade. It's been about 9 years, still ongoing to this day. Each day I am getting, you know, more reasonable with myself. And I know a lot of other people struggle with eating disorders and things like that, and I would love to make many videos in the future where I talk about that, or where I talk about relationships, or where I talk about you know, feeling like you're not enough, or feeling like you aren't accepted, or like anything really. I wrote in my journal, I've never really felt called to write, but about a couple weeks ago, I just felt like I wanted to write, so I started writing. And I remember I wrote on a page, let me go grab it actually. On, what day is this? Oh, here we go. This was July 23rd. I literally wrote, and when I wrote this, it actually made me cry, because I realized just how much I wasn't doing this. I wrote, I want to love my vessel and feel safe and comfortable in it. I've always felt uncomfortable in my physical body, yet I know it is beautiful. It deserves love from me. It deserves love from me. I've felt it temporarily, but I wish I could have a forever acceptance. So by that I meant, like, there were times where I was like satisfied with myself, like my physical self, or like, you know, like I was like, okay, I'm happy with it now. And it's like, ultimately I should be grateful for it every single day, because it is literally allowing me to facilitate through this life. Like, that's all it's here for. That's all it really is here for. Sometimes we are demanding more out of our physical self than it is capable of giving us. And I've put myself through some pretty physically demanding things in life, and sometimes it's just like, you gotta be more kind to yourself. And I said, I deserve love, like literally from myself. That's the crazy thing too, is in the midst of kind of like filling in my own cracks essentially, and making myself feel complete on my own, I realized that my desire to have a partner do that lessened, like severely lessened. And it's not that I don't want a relationship, because I definitely do, but I don't feel the urgency to jump into one right away, because like I said, like, I fill my own cup to the top. Like, you can do that too. You should try to do that, because it's such a beautiful thing. And then like, someone can enter my life and they can make it overflow, like, and whenever that day comes, cool. But until then, I'm like happy right now. And everyone deserves that. Everybody deserves that. So anyways, we're gonna be sharing some very personal topics on here. So this video probably won't go up until maybe August 11th, maybe 2 days from now, and then I'm just gonna go from there. Like this is gonna be a learning process for me and also for you guys. Like I said, I'm not at a point where I'm like, oh, I've figured out life, like I got it now. But I just feel like I've felt a lot of shifts within myself in the last couple months, really tuning in to myself, my needs, my desires, whatever, and your environment around you like starts to change. Like your reality starts to change when you really are focusing on those things. You start to see things in a different light, and I'm telling you, like, life is truly enchanting if you just simply allow it to be. Like if you just allow yourself to be here and take it all in. And I know that some people are like, really now, is it? Like, but I can take a situation, and I'm gonna share this later. Like you'll see once I like open up more to you guys, you'll see what I mean. But like, I'm telling you, I've been in some pretty shit situations before, and I've made the best of it. So like, so can you. Like there's always a silver lining. There's always something good going on. I promise. Thank you for listening this far. If you have, like I said, this is gonna be a little journey that we go on together because this is totally new to me, but all I know is I'm gonna keep it real, and we're just gonna do some fun talks, and we're gonna do a lot of stuff on here. Like, it's just gonna be the whole shebang. I hope that your day is great. I am just about done drinking this, and then I'm gonna make some breakfast, and then I'm probably gonna go work out. But yes, thanks for joining. As you go about your day today, or if this is the end of your day or the middle of your day, take a deep breath now, because you're worthy, and I'm happy that you're here, and I'm thankful for you, and I probably have some degree of love for you if you're watching. You know, I don't know if we know each other or not, but thank you for being here, and everybody enjoy the rest of your day.